We're having our outdoor Christmas Eve service, and just like Sunday, we've got some crummy weather on tap, but it's going to be slightly warm. Who knows? But
It's going to be awesome.
it's going to be awesome because
I think
we all
so.
know that
We have
rain.
patio lights under the tent, so either way.
Well, that rain's going to turn into snow, I believe. I don't really believe, but I've lived here long enough to know that it could be snow, it could be sleet, it could be.
That rain is probably going to be like
So-
98 degrees, and it's going to warm the core of the earth.
The rain will be warm, and but it'll feel good.
Yeah, we'll all be out taking
Right, that's how it'll
showers with
work.
our clothes.
Well, anyways, I hope you're having a great Christmas Eve. I hope you're having a good week. Hope you've got all your Christmas shopping done. We're actually going to be talking about Christmas today. Usually, we talk about a spiritual topic when it's my turn or diving into the Word. And I want to talk about something that I, as a kid, really enjoyed, and now as an adult, I really am grateful for, about how parents can help focus their kids' attention on the Lord and keep it spiritual, not just another holiday with a bunch of incentives to open gifts and be good because Santa's watching. And we'll talk about all that. But before we jump into that, I'd love to hear you guys' favorite Christmas memory. And we're going to do something different today, too. We're going to play musical chairs because we want to hear from everybody. So Travis and Kevin are going to switch spots every couple of minutes.
Try to pay attention of when we switch.
Right,
I bet we
yeah,
sneak it in
yeah.
without even
they're,
being
They're
noticed.
really good at switching the shots so that we can hide
Travis,
their...
make it work good, man.
Right, yeah, Travis, don't make us look stupid. But anyways,
So start with him down
start
there.
with Kevin. Yeah, then we'll give him time to transition off the set, you know?
When
Wait,
I'm
Hollywood
in
trickery.
Nashville.
Yeah. Go
Dude,
ahead.
I have terrible memory.
Oh, that's right.
But
do
I
you
do
remember
want to point
Christmas
out.
as a
I
kid?
do want to point out. That was a long time ago. I want to point out. I am the only one dressed.
That's true.
For
No,
Christmas.
I'm wearing a sweater. That's Christmassy.
It's gray.
I know, but I got a
That's so,
shirt
like,
buttoned up underneath
you
it.
just
It's real
brought it down.
middle-aged
Sue at
man
least
at
has
Christmas.
bright.
I've got white.
Yeah,
White
like for
is
snow.
For snow.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Pretty lame, but we'll take it.
Hey,
You don't have
try-
any Christmas
I would've
memories,
said
Kevin?
purity,
Like
but
the first
well.
time you got a toy you wanted, or
Man,
the worst Christmas you ever got because you didn't get anything you wanted, or a fight you got into with you had all those sisters, man.
I know.
No Christmas memories.
I'm a terrible memory guy.
Oh.
I don't like go down memory lane very often. My Christmases were all pretty cool. I liked that my family was. They kind of played. If kids are watching, you might want to get them to turn their heads, cover their ears real quick. But
Turn it down.
but they played the whole Santa Claus thing. Like
Right.
Santa is
Right.
real, but Santa's not real. But Santa is, but he isn't.
We understand.
And so it was like back and
we
forth.
got you.
Yeah, and
So your older sisters.
every year there was a gift from Santa.
Oh, that
under
was
the
nice
tree.
of him.
So yeah,
Weird.
Santa did come in,
Yeah.
but they only allowed him to bring one gift for us, and then my parents bought us all. It would have saved them a lot of money.
If we're
you know,
sharing
4
weird
kids.
Santa stories, I found it odd that some years Santa would wrap stuff and other years he wouldn't. The
Just
guy
throw it
was
under the tree, yeah.
super inconsistent. And by the way, I wrote him a letter for 8 years in a row asking for a go-kart. Never got a go-kart.
Oh man, your
Yeah.
cousins kept getting the go-kart.
My
down the
cousins
road.
got the go-kart. Yeah, my mom said it was
Address
because
was wrong.
Santa knew we lived in an apartment. But anyways, Sue, what's your favorite Christmas memory?
I think my favorite one.
You've had a
was-
lot more than us, so this ought to be good.
I would say, look, my sisters, if you got them on set, they'd have like Christmas memory after Christmas memory, and I don't know that I would want them.
So
to
you
share.
ruined their
So
Christmas.
I probably was the one that.
Yeah,
ruined
that's why
and
you've
messed
blocked it
everything
out.
up.
You were the
Yeah.
Grinch. That's why you're wearing
I
green.
still am the Grinch.
I
in a
can.
lot
That
of
is
ways.
how
can totally.
he asked me a question,
Why I
and he
wore
just
green.
kept on talking.
I found
Oh,
pics-
Sue, were we talking? I'm sorry.
Oh,
I didn't even know
did
you were
wanna
here.
get
Is she in the
involved?
shot?
Yeah. Sue, tell us your favorite Christmas memory.
Okay, I'll start again.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
favorite-
Sorry, Sue. That was my fault.
Yeah, I didn't do it. I was listening.
I'll lay my microphone down till you get done.
Okay. My favorite Christmas was when we surprised my husband by getting all of our children, 5 of them, together for Christmas with our newest grandchild at the time that we stuck in a box.
Okay.
And my husband thought he was getting a tool from Lowe's.
He wasn't. Did he know there was a grandchild?
Well, he knew that the grandchild.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But didn't know that
He had just
family
been
was
checked out for
there.
9 or 10 months.
No.
All right.
But anyway, so we insisted that he open the box, and of course,
Oh, that was
and
nice.
the grandkid jumped out.
Were there holes in the box? Like,
Well, she
I've
wasn't
seen
in
puppies
there for
jump out of
that
boxes. I don't know
long,
about
so-
babies.
So, I guess I'm done with the story.
that I said I would jump off until you got done with your story.
Yeah,
but
we're just
yeah.
being kind.
So how
You
old was
were
the
supposed
baby?
To jump off.
yeah, how old
when-
was the baby? I'm trying to picture this box. Was it a
4.
bit? The baby was
okay.
4.
So the baby
we
was,
hadn't
and he had
seen.
never met the
That's
baby.
a
That's
top-
awesome.
that's not
so
a
that baby
baby.
like busted
yeah.
out of there.
Yes.
Did,
Wow.
did it give your did it give your husband a heart
Yeah, I
attack?
was gonna say.
I would have
Almost.
flipped out.
Wow, that's some
Almost.
Christmas
That
memory.
and then the rest of the family came out of the bedroom
Yeah.
in which they were hiding. And
One year we had a 12-foot
cool.
Christmas tree because we lived in a house with a vaulted ceiling in this one room, and it was incredible. But it took forever. My mom's 5'2", 5'3". I was like
Yeah, you're
7 or
not
8.
that tall.
I was no help.
And
So
you're
we-
like 5'6", 5'7"
Shh,
now.
whoa! Shots fired. No, he thinks because he's 6'5", he can look down on everybody. He'll tell you he's 6'6". He ain't no 6'6". He's shrinking. No, we had to get like ladders out to decorate this thing, and it took forever. And like everybody came over and got pictures. It was a great memory, but like we will never. It was so much work.
Yeah,
and
that's why we like those little Christmas trees that are like, everybody can reach.
it was a real tree.
Yeah.
Just
So
throw popcorn
it
at it. And it's
started,
like decorated.
It started like shedding, I guess. Oh man, we were vacuuming for weeks, getting little pine needles. Anyways, that's my Christmas.
Oh, your
memory.
12-foot Christmas tree. That was your story.
That was my story.
Oh,
that's
wow.
it. That's I know.
I
Like
thought mine was lame, but
I-
that was pretty.
there was one Christmas where I got like 4 Lego sets, and as a nerdy little 9-year-old, I was just on cloud 9, loving it.
the first year we were married, my husband and I were married, our first Christmas tree was the top of a tree that we found in the alley.
Awesome.
And we hauled in. And we
Yeah.
actually did pop popcorn. We couldn't afford the
Oh,
And then you
wow.
sewed it. Did you
cranberries.
sew it on?
This is back before electricity,
Yep.
Kevin.
You
Listen
put it
up.
on
Listen
thread
up. This
and-
is good.
Yeah, we did that as kids. I do remember.
No,
doing
you
that.
didn't.
I'm telling you, my mom popped popcorn one time, and we sewed it on. I think it was
We
for a
made the
Christmas.
chain.
Y'all
out
are
of
both
paper.
107
I think it was
years
Patch
old.
the Pirate.
Y'all are making stuff up. Travis, come tell me a Christmas memory that does not predate.
Hey, whoa,
the-
whoa, whoa! Don't say come. Just look at them.
Oh, right, because we're gonna do this amazing Hollywood cut. Da, 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 da.
Right,
Hey,
exactly.
so Travis is gonna tell us about his Christmas memories because he wasn't born in 1911 like the two of you guys were apparently. I hope not. If he comes up here talking
1911.
about tinsel and all kinds of old school, Travis, give me a good Christmas memory, please, Lord.
Well, you just slid right in there.
Yeah. Oh, he's not in the shot yet. Oh, let me know he's in the shot, and we'll do that magic like. Whoa, where'd Kevin go? Oh, no, did we ruin it? That's too bad. Travis, tell us about it. Tell us about your Christmas memory.
Man, greatest Christmas memory. Mine's pretty lame. Just, my parents tricked us, making us think we didn't get anything for Christmas.
Oh, I like that.
And
Were
so
you
we
were you
all-
mad? Were you like you already got that attitude when you came down and was like, wait a second.
Yeah, everybody was a little.
How old were
heated.
you?
We were like 7. I was
Oh,
7, so
man.
my brother was 8.
Big enough to make a mess of a problem
yeah.
too.
Oh yeah, it was
Stomping around.
Bad. It was bad.
So what did they
Well-
do? Like hide the gifts in the garage or something? Or
We hid them in their bedroom closet.
okay.
We wake up.
Yeah.
We always run
Stomping
out.
down the stairs.
Went out in the living room and was like, "What's happening?"
Yeah. What y'all forget?
My brother was like, "I told y'all been bad this year."
Man, this is a great idea. I like this a lot.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
But it's funny because like your parents are probably on the fence if that was a good idea or not. But that's the one you remember all these years later.
Yeah.
One of the things I want to talk about as we discuss Christmas, I don't just want to talk about light memories. Like I know you had Christian parents and grandparents were
Yeah.
growing up, and I was raised in a Christian home, and Kevin was too, and it was important that my parents and my grandparents, they kept Christ in Christmas. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't just this Santa stories and elves and toys and cake and eating big family meals. Like, what did your family do? Maybe it was a grandparent, maybe it was a parent, to make sure that as a kid you didn't just get lost in the commercialization, the decorations, the tree, the presents, that all the little things, and somehow help you keep hold of the main meaning of the true meaning of Christmas, what it's all about.
Well, first off, we had a limit on how many gifts we could get.
Okay.
You
All right.
Because they didn't want us to, have our mind focused on gifts
Yeah.
than the actual meaning of,
Right.
Hey, this is the time when we celebrate that God sent His Son into the earth
Right.
to save us all.
Yeah.
You know, so
So that set the tone already. It just wasn't this big gift fest where it's gift after
Nah.
gift after gift.
nah,
Something
it
else.
wasn't about coming away with like
Right.
10, 20 gifts.
Right.
And the gifts that we got something that we needed and something that we wanted.
Okay.
And it,
So a handful of meaningful gifts
Yeah.
instead of just tons of all. Because that's the thing too. Like you start to get people gifts that they don't even need, and then
Yeah.
it's just adding to the consumerism. My grandparents, we'd always go over to my grandparents on Christmas Eve, and my grandfather would read the Christmas story. And I'm gonna tell y'all, when I was 5, oh man. I mean, I am falling out of my
Yeah.
chair because he is not just reading the story.
Yeah.
He's a pastor. So it takes 20 minutes,
Yeah.
and we can't open a single gift until we hear this Christmas Eve message
so now we know
Yeah,
where
yeah.
he gets it.
Right. See, I'm always short at the Christmas Eve service. What are you talking about? I've never gone long. I know people wanted to get to the
Oh,
singing
man.
around the candlelight. I know anyway. But like my mom too. Like we wouldn't just put up decorations. Even the decorations, it was like we're gonna have a manger. And at my house right now, my wife she loves Christmas decorations, but there's this one mantle display she has, and it's the nativity scene. It's
Yeah.
the centerpiece. That's what it's all about. And we have stockings and we got a tree and all
Yeah.
that. But I mean, when we really look at Christmas, and as Christians, we're always like the over commercialization of Christmas. Oh, we're all guilty of it unless we take active steps, to be the parents, to be the ones who keep Christ at the center of Christmas. And as a church, we've always had a Christmas Eve service, which I've always enjoyed. It's kind of a family tradition. I was attending Christmas Eve services before I was preaching at Christmas Eve services because it was something to do on Christmas Eve besides just be centered around gifts.
Right.
Last year I went to a midnight Christmas Eve service. Really enjoyed that. Yeah, I mean, just finding ways to remind ourselves what the meaning of Christmas is. Anything you'd add to that, Sue? I know we're going to talk about a whole different lane here in a minute about being lonely at Christmas, or lonely's the wrong word. What you and I were talking about was being at home on Christmas when you've lost loved ones. And you and I have a lot we're going to talk about because I used a word and you were like, wow, I've never thought about that word. And we're going to talk a lot about that. Pastor Kevin, we're going to do that fancy switch where I'm going to turn around. Pastor Kevin's going to be there because he's going to tell us how he tries to keep Christmas Christ-centered with his kids, and I know his parents did the same for him. So I'm doing a real slow turn to my left. And then Pastor Kevin's
we're
like,
really
yeah.
trying hard here to make this magic work.
The problem is Kevin and Travis, they're not sprinters. You know what I'm saying? You got to run from that booth with the camera control to, I'm just kidding. Kev, what did your parents do growing up, and what do you try to do now? You got 4 little ones, and dude, your kids are they're the perfect Christmas age. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm with you on the whole 20-minute, the pastor reading the 20-minute Christmas story. I remember family devotions leading, every night we did family devotions, and my dad would read from commentaries.
Oh my.
Boy.
And that was
Oh,
our, and
man.
I'm sitting on the floor just like, I don't know.
I love commentaries, but even
Yeah.
now as a pastor,
As an adult,
It's a
I'm
tough
like,
read.
yeah, it's a great way to dive in when I'm studying
Right, when
and,
I'm
and
focused
ready
on it.
for it. But man, when I'm like, I got a test tomorrow, we got
Right.
a basketball game. But anyway, my dad would read the Christmas story, and he would give like your grandfather, details
Yeah.
and backstory.
so maybe these are ways they shouldn't do it. Like,
Yeah.
keep it short, but make sure you read the
but
Christmas
at the same
story.
time, it instilled an importance in me
Right.
of what Christmas was about.
Right.
Even though we were very anxious about opening
Yeah.
presents.
Yeah.
Like we were looking forward to the going out and tearing into it and seeing what we got. It instilled like there is more to Christmas than this. And
So when we're little, it's a stumbling block. We just got to get through this part so I can get to the
Yeah,
presents. But then
absolutely.
by the time you're older, it does mean more, I would hope.
yeah, I mean I don't know. I'm a Grinch when it comes to the commercialization of Christmas.
Yes.
I think that we have come. I mean, it really has in the past 10 years.
Oh, man, it's
because
crazy.
of all the marketing that you can do everywhere. It's on your phone now.
Which I'm glad to see everybody pushing back on Black Friday. Like that's been one thing over the last 4 years. I've been glad to see people say, "Hey, people should probably be at home with their family.
Yeah.
So maybe I shouldn't go out shopping." And
Yeah,
you know,
and
wherever
they're
stand on
like,
that.
should we open Thanksgiving? And people are like, no, let them be with
Yeah,
their family. And
right.
it's when people
Yeah.
are actually
So
saying
maybe
no,
maybe we reached like the worst of it
Right,
4
and
years
we're
ago, and
swinging back.
I pray to God we're swinging the other way.
but now we allow our kids to read the Christmas story
That's good.
to us. But we have our tradition is we get up and my wife and we just drag it out.
Yeah.
It's, oh, y'all want to read? Okay, well, we're going to do that in like 3 hours. And so the tradition is we let the older kids have coffee. Well, the younger one too. They can have coffee on Christmas morning. And
Wow.
So they frou-frou it all up.
What a day.
Basically, it's like that
Water.
much coffee and then
A lot of water.
cream and sugar and marshmallows and
Hey, I heard a funny story. Your kids in kids' church this past week, the
Uh-oh.
kids serve teams, they had an adult read the Christmas story, and they assigned a bunch of kids as like people in the Christmas story. And their idea was every time Joseph is mentioned, you say, "That's me" if you're Joseph, or if you're King Herod, you go,
Yeah.
"Ha, ha, ha." Your son Caleb was Herod, and from what I heard from the kids team, he did a fantastic job of offering an evil, maniacal laugh, like the bad guy
he's
at
pretty
Christmas.
good at that.
Yeah,
I've
so-
actually got a video that I can share right now of him singing the other day.
Oh no, poor Caleb! I'm
We'll
so
s-
sorry,
we'll
buddy.
save him
I
for that.
would never embarrass you on purpose.
No, I think it is, and then it's getting around the story and reading together.
Yeah.
And my daughter and my son are now able to read it, and so we can ping pong back and forth. Let them read a verse, the other
Yeah.
one read a verse, and then we try to discuss it. And our main thing is what is one thing in the story that stood out to you.
Yeah.
And as a child, they're mentioning things that we as adults are like, oh, that's
Yeah.
all you got.
Right. Right.
But it's important to them.
Right. Yeah, and it's good, man. Because I think the difference there is like as a kid, I just had to listen for 20 minutes,
Yeah.
but hearing like, okay, well, getting a chance to talk, and maybe I did as a kid. I was just super impatient. If I'm not the one talking, I don't want to listen, and that's still a problem. Sue,
not
you
gonna say a
calm
word.
down, Sue. We're about to go. We're about to ping pong over to you. Chill out. Chill out. Sue, you've been really open on this Wednesday morning live format in church setting, sharing your testimony. You've been really open about how hard the holidays can be. You lost your husband a few years ago, and so you still have your kids. You have kids in the area. You've got grandkids. You've got a huge family, but it's still different. And earlier, when we were getting ready, I said, Sue, we're going to talk about that a little bit. And she was real excited. And I said, no, I want you to speak into what it looks like to be a widow at Christmas. And her eyes, just say again what you said.
I never thought of myself as a widow
Yeah.
for some reason. I think, and through our discussion, when I think of widow, I think of it through the biblical sense.
Right.
And widows were poor back then.
They
and-
couldn't work. They had a.
And if they didn't have a kid to
That's right. Take care of them.
care
They
of
were on their
them,
own.
They were on the street. And I'm not in that position.
So,
I mean,
so when
yes,
she hears the
I-
word widow, what she hears is weakness. She hears inability to care for, because that's the biblical idea is why the
right.
church cared
and
for
I
them.
don't feel
That's right,
like
because
that.
you're not that. You're anything but that. And it's funny. I say it's funny. It's interesting because I still hear that word used a lot, and I know male widowers in our church, and they'll use that word. And so for Sue to say, I've never it never had crossed her mind. We really wanted to talk about that and why that is that that she kind of thought that way. But the main reason I want to talk about this is you've been open about that, and I want you to kind of share how we can be a blessing to people around us who might have a lonely Christmas. This is going to be one of the hardest Christmases that most of us have, but also that many of our neighbors have. And so, look, Sue is well loved. Her kids live in town. She's got family, grandkids. And then on top of that, she's got a church family that loves her.
Oh, you got it.
But what I want her to do is kind of help us know how to care for people next door that we know or even that we're related to who we know this is going to be a lonely season for them. So just speak into that. Share a little bit.
Okay, as I mentioned, I don't feel like a biblical
You're
widow.
an independent woman.
I like to consider
Yeah.
myself an independent
amen.
person. Yeah,
You moved out of your daughter's house to prove it, too.
you betcha.
That's right. Got
It
your own
was like-
place.
Graduating from high school and getting my first apartment again, But
I don't need those rules. I'm on my own.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
a grown woman.
I hope your daughter's not watching. She's never going to forgive us for saying that.
Yeah, I have been blessed that my daughter and son-in-law live here. I've got two grandsons, soon to be uh, future granddaughter-in-law,
Yeah.
um, and the most important family I've got that fills my heart with joy is my church family.
Right.
God brought me here obviously for a reason, and it
Mm-hmm.
just warms my heart. I had someone ask me what I want for Christmas, and I told that person, I said, what I want for Christmas, the best gift you could give me is to continue to grow in Christ
Hmm.
so that I know I'll see you again in heaven.
Yeah.
At my age,
Mm.
if I want something, God has blessed me with my retirement, and if I need something, I can basically save up for it and get
Right.
it. So it's not like I
Right.
need anything per
Mhm.
se,
Uh-huh.
but
What's something
it just
meaningful that people have done or reached out? I mean,
I love to get, and I know people love to receive cards that are handwritten
yeah.
with a little blurb in it, not just
Mm-hmm.
their name on it,
Right, right. I've got
but
a
just a
neighbor
little something.
on that note. Like, I've got a neighbor that most years they write us a handwritten little note card and they bake us some cookies. And look, I mean, I could bake my own cookies, but that means so much that they thought about us. And
Exactly.
they don't know. You know, we talk with our neighbors here and there, but they might not know that we have family in town. For all they know, we could just be a young couple who's all on their own. But from the time we moved in, they've always done that, and that's meant a lot to me. You know, so I'm sure it would mean a lot to somebody who this is their first Christmas on their own or struggling.
Or even a phone call.
Mhm.
Um, I still have some awesome friends in Alaska, and around this time, it's neat to hear from them
Right.
over the phone
Yeah.
because you can still picture them. I've got relatives in other parts of the country where it's important to contact them at
Yeah.
Christmas time
Yeah.
because Christmas time to some people is as you said, Mark, a very lonely time because
Yeah.
you're missing the loved one that you
Yeah.
lost.
Right.
Although what makes it better is when your loved one, you know they were saved, so
Uh-huh.
Right.
they're having a better Christmas than us down here.
Yeah.
Uh, but it does get lonely
Yeah.
sometime. And with receiving a phone call or a card, I think that's the most important part.
One of the things my family did growing up, and it's easier to do pre-COVID. It's very difficult to do right now, um, especially at Thanksgiving. If we knew there was somebody who was stationed here that didn't have family in the area and they weren't going to make it home, we'd make sure they had a seat at our table. And so most Thanksgivings
Mhm.
Yeah.
at my Thanksgiving, there was always somebody that wasn't related to the family. A little weirder at Christmas because then there's opening gifts and that's
Yeah.
strange. But even then, there have been Christmases where there have been people who aren't related, and so. But then our family will do like we'd all get in vans and go drive looking at Christmas lights. So we'd invite some friends. So just thinking beyond your own. Look, I'm gonna have a great Christmas. This is my last Christmas with my wife before we have a child. It's gonna be great, right? But if I'm
And
only
are they gonna
focused,
change?
right? If I'm only focused on my Christmas, and if we just say, man, thank God this Christmas isn't awful for me, we kind of miss out on what we're called to be and how we're called to live in light of the gospel. Like we have neighbors who are struggling right now, and like you said, it could be as simple as a phone call. And right now, it's probably all you're allowed to do. You know, there's probably not a whole lot of face-to-face stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but it means a lot to people that you even notice or care. And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking of friends this year is their first year without a parent. They lost them this year. It's their first year without a family member at the table, and that is tough. So I just wanted to talk with you about that and what people have done in the past. And it sounds like you've had friends who've been actively reaching out
Oh, you
during the
bet.
holidays. And
Another point, other than the handwritten notes, is flowers or a plant. Uh,
I love getting work to
I
do.
don't
Yeah,
want
something to
all
keep
these
alive.
flowers on my grave. you know, I'm not going to be able to enjoy it.
This got dark.
But give me a little plant, you know.
Yeah, let's
at
not talk
Christmas
about your
time.
grave right now, Sue.
You know, cactus mainly.
So your point is,
Get
get somebody flowers now, not when it's too late.
exactly.
Get them flowers while they can enjoy them.
Exactly, because it's a living gift.
Well, Sue, Kevin, I think this has been great for me and you. We know what to get Sue from now on for Christmas and birthdays. We know exactly what she wants.
It's
This
like she wants a handwritten
She
card,
wants
and
a
you're
hand-
getting flowers.
right,
so.
right. You
I'm
right
off
thing.
the hook.
Right, yeah. This is perfect.
Travis, you got the phone call.
Wonderful, wonderful. Anything else you'd speak into that, Sue, before we move on?
No, I think that's it. I
Yeah.
think
It doesn't have to be big and extravagant.
And
Just something.
I think that, I was thinking before you even started, and you reiterated it. We oftentimes overthink the gift and end up
Yeah.
doing nothing.
Yep. That
exactly.
we overanalyze things, and we're
Yeah.
like, I don't know if I should do that. Just do something.
Yeah, and my dad would always say, when somebody passed away, he would say, Kevin, you have one opportunity, and if you don't say or do anything, that memory will last forever. You might say the wrong thing,
Yeah,
but they know that you care.
man.
And so being able to take that step and do something, handwritten card.
Yeah.
And, our next door neighbor, she's a widow, super, super sweet. Name's Miss Pat. My kids love her. She's super kind to us, but we do our best, when she's walking in and out, just to, how are you? You
Yeah.
know, and we even invited her Christmas dinner. Told her we understand it's COVID and she's not coming, but she's going to be alone.
Right.
And so we'll stop by and drop something off. But we overthink it. And we're not great at everything. That's our neighbor. But there's a lot of times that we overanalyze.
We're having church here because this is true of every area of our lives, guys. We wait forever because we don't know what to do or what to say. I'll get serious about the Lord when I kind of figure it out, or I'll get better at parenting once I know exactly what to do. And it's like, just start, just start making mistakes,
step.
just start doing something. That's really,
And then
really
Sue
good.
saying, somebody asked, what can I do? And her saying, grow in your walk with Christ so that
Right.
I can see you again. Like, that should be all of our
Right.
answers. That's incredible.
That person though, they were like, just tell me where you want a gift card to. Do you like Applebee's or do you like Olive
That's
Garden?
right. I
And
got
Sue comes up-
$25.
Right,
You want
right.
cash or card?
So they're about to pull it out, and they're like, oh.
That's right. So I
Okay.
have to go study.
Oh man.
I don't know why he brought me here. I think it is to keep these guys in check.
Well, listen, we hope you have a very Merry Christmas. We hope that you keep Jesus at the center of it. If you plan on attending our outdoor in-person Christmas Eve service, we'd love to see you there. And then, as you're well aware by now, our church is transitioning to this next season. It's been cold the last 2 weekends, but we've had great weather up to that point. And so starting in January, we'll begin having an indoor 9:30 a.m. service, followed by an outdoor 11 a.m. service, indoor, socially distanced, masked, kids ministry during the first service at 9:30, student ministry will meet, all the things we've always had. And then during the 11 o'clock service, it'll be outdoors, a little more stripped down, but hopefully a few degrees warmer than the 9:30 service. Yeah. And if you need to move it again, we'll move it again as the weather progresses, but that's our plan.
And again, the best gift you can give us,
Yeah.
Travis, Kevin, Pastor Mark, grow in Christ.
That's
So
right.
that we can see you in the future.
Right.
I'm bad with names now, but I'm sure when I see you in heaven, I'm going to remember.
That's
it,
a really good
hopefully.
point, Sue. There'll be no awkward conversations. You'll remember their
Exactly.
name. That's got to be the best part about heaven. Just
You betcha.
remembering people's
No
name.
name tags.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
worst. Y'all want to know a trick about getting somebody's name as we're
Does it
closing?
work?
It does. You walk up to them, you're like, "Hey, remind me of your name."
What?
Remind
That
me of
doesn't
your
work.
No,
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 I'm going
no.
to be like, no, you tell me my
No.
name.
Remind me of your name.
My name's Mark.
No. Your
Oh,
your last name.
That's a bad one.
And then I embarrass him because he's
Right.
like, he remembers my first name.
No way.
Absolutely.
That,
It works.
I
Merry
would
Christmas.
never
That's
have.
my gift to
I would
you.
never have the
I'm
guts.
not writing you a card. I'm not calling you. That's my gift to you.
I would never have the guts to say that to somebody.
It
Hey,
works.
we'll see you online for Proverbs on the Patio tonight, and then hope to see you at the Christmas Eve service as
You
well as
bet.
weekend
Tomorrow
services.
at 6 o'clock.
Yep, 6 o'clock here. We'll have hot cocoa and
Yep.
candlelight, all the goodies. So,
All the stuff.
all right.
Have
Merry
a
Christmas.
awesome
Merry
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.